This WeatherScope is sponsored by the new Zip built-in drive from iOmega. Get one in your next computer.
This is a special edition of WeatherScope.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Channel WeatherScope. We are in our forecast center due to our mid-Atlantic storm, the second one in 2 weeks. So very similar type of storm where we have plenty of snow in the mountains. We have lots of wind. We also have coastal flooding, and we'll be covering all those aspects of this storm and tell you where we think this storm is going for the rest of this afternoon into tonight. Well, first of all, the marine warnings out there all the way across much of the eastern seaboard, the New Jersey coast, as well as parts of the southern New England coast under storm warnings for today. Heavy surf advisories for parts of the mid-Atlantic coast, Fenwick Island, all the way down to the North Carolina-Virginia border. And due to the heavy surf action, we do have some coastal flood advisories, areas of the mid-Atlantic from Sandy Hook down to Little River Inlet, North Carolina. Satellite picture continues to show our low. It's actually somewhere near Myrtle Beach or just offshore. Broad circulation here tossing the Atlantic moisture back, and it is really coming down across the mid-Atlantic with the east-northeasterly wind, bringing all that water and wind all the way up over toward the tidewater of Virginia. Well, speaking about the tidewater of Virginia, we do have a crew live in Virginia Beach. Mike Seidel. Mike, it's nearing high tide now. How are things changing there?
Now, the water has come up to the boardwalk here in Virginia Beach, Rich, and a lot of sea foam, but so far no water over the boardwalk, at least here on 16th Street and the ocean front. Take a look at the Weather Channel mass cam, and you'll get a sense of this surf, which is pounding the Virginia Beach fishing pier. And you can see the waves out on the end there. Almost as the surf comes up, they almost clip the top of the pier. Meanwhile, in front of the pier, just a whole lot of sea foam, about 3 feet of sea foam being whipped around by these gusty northeast winds. And the visibility continues to be very low. One thing we've seen change in the past half an hour, Rich, is the fact that the rainfall has really slackened off, so we're not getting the driving rain we had, and certainly that's been indicated by radar that we were going to get a break in the heavy rainfall across the tidewater, but that rain has already done its damage with a street flooding widespread. The surf continues to churn. High tide again at 1:45, and we'll have another high tide tomorrow morning at 2:30 in the morning. And that means we're going to be overly concerned again with the tides being higher than average. In fact, they could be as high as 4 or 5 feet above normal tomorrow morning. So that is a concern along with beach erosion. We'll keep you updated here from Virginia Beach right on through the rest of the storm. And again, we don't expect the wind to die down until Thursday night and Friday morning.
Mike, it looks like the worst of the storm's actually going to be from now actually through this evening. Then it should be weakening by tomorrow as it makes its way offshore. We'll be checking back to you with, for the rest of the day for more information about that. Well, as we check the situation on the storm, joining us right now is Buzz Bernard. Buzz, a meteorologist here at the Weather Channel. Buzz, 2 mid-Atlantic storms in 2 weeks. Where is this storm going for today, and how soon is it going to move out?
Well, it may follow a track very similar to the storm we had last week. It looks like it's going to hammer southern New England tomorrow with a lot of rain and wind. So the most action tonight, I think, will be along the mid-Atlantic coast, and then we'll see that transfer up to southern New England tomorrow.
Well, again, with this storm, it appears it's not going to really hammer areas of New England interior. This is just a coastal storm, pretty much. Is that correct?
Primarily along the coast, but it looks like some of the rain is going to get up into southern New England. But we should take note, this is a rainstorm, not a snowstorm, largely.
I wanted to ask you a question about this storm here. What is the connection with El Nino, if I can mention that? Because it does appear there is some sort of subtropical influence here.
The connection with El Nino is that this pattern is very typical of a strong El Nino year. It's very reminiscent of the patterns we had back in 1982-83. Certainly the California storm we could see the subtropical connection there, and this one started out as a very deep trough into the Gulf of Mexico, so perhaps some subtropical tap of moisture there also.
Okay, Buzz, first of all, let's start into the northeast. The back edge is snow here that we're looking at our storm. It's still actually on the bottom of the screen here. Temperatures once again fairly warm, it appears, into the 40s, but the wind chill very cold, anywhere from 10 to about 20 degrees from New York down to D.C. Here's the latest radar. Mike was reporting right here. You can see the dry slot coming in. Where's the heaviest rain going to be for the rest of this afternoon?
Well, it looks like it's slowly shifting on to the north here, so we'd expect over the Delmarva Peninsula and the heaviest rain working its way up into southern southern New Jersey and southern Pennsylvania.
Okay, what kind of tides we looking at above average here for today?
Well, for today, we're looking for tides anywhere from 3 to 4 feet above normal, and then tonight even more.